All right, last week, I'm starting to think, last week, Vegas Tuesday, week today. Good game in Vegas, up and down, up at the half by a few. Second half, they take the lead, come back, hit a big three we do with 59 seconds left in the game, puts us up one. So you're feeling really good. You're up 59 seconds. They come down, run a ball screen. They get a shot in the right corner by Clyburn, their best shooter, and we had two players jump at him, and only one should have went at him. The other one should have been in his position, and we both go at him. He misses, and the ball rebounds off the rim, bounces off the rim, and comes to the spot where we should have had our other player, and they grab it by their point guard, Robotham, and then we foul him. He goes on the line, makes 2 free throws. We came down. They had a foul to give, and we foul and get a possession. We get a drive to the basket and then finish it. They come down, and we get a last possession, actually, to have a chance to win the game, tie the game or win the game, right? Yeah, 2 or 3. And then and we didn't really execute it like we should have, and it kind of blew up on us. And so we lose that game. That was a tough loss for us because at the time we were 5-6. That would put us at 6-6 and a team that was in 4th. And we lose that one. Then we come home. We play a good Utah State team on Saturday. And after watching the game, we did some really good things and played well. And they're really good. Give credit to them. But the difference in that game is us not winning the game. We gave up 17 second-chance points, and they had 4 offensive rebounds in the second half and kicked all 4 out and made a 3. There's a 12-point difference right there. And they've been good in the past, but the difference this year is they have that 7-footer inside, the freshman. He's a really good player. He had 17 points. He blocked only 1 shot, but he altered a lot of shots. So now we talked to our team yesterday, and today we're getting out there to practice now. Okay, we're all playing for seeding now in the tournament. You got 5 games left. Everybody's playing for seeding. 1's pretty much locked up, and we know that. And 2 and 3 are between Utah State and Fresno, who are playing tomorrow. And then you got San Diego State and UNLV in there. So, but 6 through 10 are pretty much wide open. And as you play for seedings, you want to be in that spot, and you don't hide it. You want to be away from it from 1, because that's a 6th-ranked team in the country, 25-1, and they're playing really well. So you want to get in those seedings where you're getting maybe that 5th or 6th spot, and so what's we're playing for. We have 2 tough games coming up, obviously with Wednesday's game at Fresno, 2nd-ranked team in the conference, 2nd-place team in the conference, and then we have Nevada here at home, which would be a great game 2 weeks today, correct? 2 weeks today. Yeah. 2 weeks today, which they're a top 5 team in the country, and then we have San Jose at home, Wyoming on the road, and Boise on the road. So 5 games. We're looking forward to that. We got to stay healthy. We got a little nicked up yesterday in practice, but I think everybody's okay. That's the thing you're worried about right now. You don't want to get hurt. You want to work and you want to go hard, but yet you don't want somebody to get hurt now because recovery time is running out. So getting back on the horse at Fresno, and then 2 games at home, 3 on the road, 2 at home, correct? As we finish out? Yes. So and Lavelle Scotty's been really solid for us. Take away the Colorado State game when he had the virus in the eye, I'd say he's probably been 20 points the last 5 games, 6 games, maybe something like that. So he's been one of the most consistent players in the league offensively, and Ryan Swan. Those 2 have given us a really good 1-2 punch. But we've got to get something more from our perimeter, and that's been our Achilles heel. When we've been successful in 1 games, we've had 3 or 4 double-digit scores and been better on the defensive end. And when we're just about 2 double-digit scores, and we've been on the short end. So there's where we're at. We are healthy right now, for the most part, and at least physically. And we're heading to Fresno as we speak here. We're going to go practice, then we're going to head to Fresno. We're going to dinner tonight, and Nick will enjoy that. Nick, you want to dinner with us tonight? Okay, Nick will be there. Nick does good on the road. He does good on the road. Red Lobster. The guys want to go to Red Lobster. Got a little nervous last year. Went to Red Lobster. I've been to Red Lobster in a year. I've been to a lot of restaurants in a long time. But we went to Red Lobster last year, and there's a security guard in the door. I got a little nervous on that. And when you walked in the door, first thing he saw was a security guard. So, ooh, right? I got a little nervous. It was in Fresno. Nothing against Fresno, don't get me wrong, but there was a security guard. I don't know, anybody been to a Red Lobster lately? Is that common practice to have a security guy in the door? There is surfing turds. But we're looking forward to it, so here we go. What we got? Brent, no questions from you today. Keep the microphone away from Brent.
You did say last week, the message to your team was, let's move forward.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
It did.
Now what?
Yeah. Now again, continue. We got to push. We dropped the one in Vegas. It was there. You know, it was both ways. We score 106 against them here. We've had a good series with them, and that one hurt. And then Utah State game, we weren't smart on the defensive end at times. And I thought we did a heck of a job on Sam Merrill, who's an all-conference player. And heck, he had 20 points and 6 assists, but he's really good. But we did some good things on him, but the negative was they beat us on the glass in the second chance points, and that hurt us, and that was the factor in the game. So now we've got to continue to move forward. We've got to be better defensively. We've got to rebound the ball better, and we've got to find that third and fourth score.
What's the keys to winning tomorrow night in Fresno?
They've got 3 really good guards. I mean, their guards shoot the ball extremely well. Their 3 guards in conference play have made more threes than most teams in our league, and us being one of them. They shoot the ball extremely deep, and they shoot it well. And we've got to guard their perimeter. We've got to guard their perimeter, and then we've got to get the ball inside and hopefully maybe score against them a little bit.
So do you have some size on them a little bit?
Not really. We're about even. They're not a dominant 7-footer, but we're probably right about even, yeah.
So 2 things that when things haven't gone right are defending the arc, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then the glass.
Yes.
It just seems to be when things don't go well a reoccurring problem. How do you address that?
Yeah, great question. You know, a lot of work yesterday in block-out drills and just being a little more physical and finding an extra guy to block out and go pursue the ball. And then the perimeter is, you know, whether you switch, whether you zone, man, continue to mix up defenses so they don't get into a rhythm. And that's the thing that we're going to look to do. And, you know, we've got to be there on the catch. Although they shoot the ball, almost game's on TV tomorrow. I mean, they will shoot the ball from 35 feet. And it's a shot. It's not an end of the clock and you're just throwing it up. They have a player, Deshaun Taylor, who shoots the ball. I mean, he has shot it against UNLV in the logo in half-court offense. So we don't want to get so stretched out, but we want to make sure we find them early and we make them work for their shots.
From an academic standpoint, are the guys kind of done with the
We
exams?
had a couple today. We have a couple today, and we're going to take, I think, 2 on the road tomorrow. I think this week, after we finish this week, that'll be these last couple weeks have been that GR week.
Do you think some of that maybe
I do. You know, we took 5 exams on the day of the game at UNLV up there, and I know they really care about it, which is a good thing. And I don't know how well those exams came out. They keep telling me they haven't got the scores yet. You know, from that it's been a week now. Haven't got the scores back yet, Coach. I used to use that too. But that does wear on us a little bit. But that's what it is. That's part of it. You know, that's what we do, and we know that.
So this is the 3rd coach in the Mountain West you'll face this year in his first year.
Yeah.
How has that been different this year, preparing for
it has been a lot different because you can't take back from last year's games and how you played them, how they guarded you, and how they've done things. So it's been a little challenging, a little bit different because usually when you get the same, then the patterns are the same of how they guard you. So it has been different.
And in the past, when you faced fewer zones and you were able to do more of your action, were you guys harder to face for these new guys?
Yes. And teams have zoned us more this year. We've seen a lot more zones. Some teams have just traditionally played more zone this year, it seems. So, yes, I would agree with that question.
And what do you think's changed in Lavelle that's taken him to this level?
Confidence, health, staying healthy. He did tweak a knee last Friday in practice, which scared Thursday, and he didn't practice last Friday before the game. So I was worried about that, but he checked out fine. But his shot selection, too. Early in the year, maybe he took some shots. Yeah, no. Probably won a game where you question maybe was that a good shot, bad shot. And that's pretty much for everybody. But I think he's been very smart about where he's getting point opportunities and shot opportunities. He's really good 12, 15, 17 feet. He's probably 65% probably in that area. He made a couple threes. I think he was 2 or 3 on Saturday. But I think he's done a really good job of finding his shot within the offense. And he's been able to also beat people off the dribble, not from the top of play, but from the wings. And he's been able to drive the ball from the wing. He's been very good at driving to the rim and scoring.
Do you think he's been able to kind of slow down a little bit?
Yeah, that's a good point, Brandon. I mean, that's a good observation. I think because sometimes you speed up, right? And you saw that maybe early. Didn't get off to a great start this season, and point production wasn't great. But I think you're right there, and that's probably just maturity and playing more games. You know, he said something to me after the UNLV game because we fumbled around a little bit there in that last possession, and we talked about he was coming down from the radio. I was going up to the radio, and he said, we'll get this. And he goes, but you think he goes, some of our players haven't been in that position before, even though they've played, but being that guy to get the last shot of a game and that type of thing. He said it's different. It's different when it was somebody else and you were a passer or a screener. But now when you're the recipient of that last play to get a shot and it doesn't work, it's different being that. So it made me think a little bit about that, and I thought that was very intelligent and mature on him to say that. So, but he and Ryan have been really good together. And those two have been, Ryan's second in the conference in offensive rebounding. He's one of the top rebounders. Lavelle, I think, has been our best point production since maybe Mike Lyons, and even more points all time, and he's doing some good things. So we just got to continue to grow them and then add, and AJ's played a lot of minutes. Saturday maybe wasn't as sharp as he's been in the past, but he's been logging a lot of minutes, and you start to think, well, he's a freshman. This is the longest he's played, and maybe he's worn a little bit, so be a little sensitive to that. But he has, overall he's been pretty good.
And back to Lavelle for a second.
Yeah.
To be able to improve the way he has, I mean, I've seen a lot of your guys come in and they haven't shown the steady improvement he has. What does it take to do that here? Because you don't have the hours in the gym. And
that's great as well. But he has come in, and our guys have. We've come in because basically we get them during that 2 to 6 period, right around there. But we've had some guys come in early. Around 2, we'll be on the floor normally 2:30ish, 2:45. We've had some individual workouts with guys, shooting groups, and doing some things, maybe 2:15 to 2:40. He's done that. Or if they can't, because he's very active in the squadron too. Lavelle does a lot of things up there. He stays afterwards. So after practice, so we finish before they go back up for dinner, we'll get 20, 25 minutes maybe in with him and do some things. And that's a credit to our guys putting that extra time in.
And the squadron stuff, he said he's basically in charge of handing out punishments
he's done
and boosting morale.
Yeah, no, he's done that, and he likes that, and it's neat to see that he's engaged up there. He represented our team on the Gettysburg trip last year, and that was big for him. He has been good in the squadron with his group, and that's just going to help him be a better officer when he graduates. And I think that's pretty neat from where he's been and where he's going and how he's doing it.
Yeah. Would you have expected this from him as a freshman?
No, I mean, when he came here as a prep school guy and where he's been and what he's done, you're hoping that you get this as he's finishing his product. He's still got a whole lot left, but you're wondering if this is what's going to happen. And you got to give him the credit to persevere through a lot of things and make this a great opportunity. And what he said to me was very mature. When they decide to stay and take that first class as a junior and sign their commitment papers, he said this is where I need to be, and this is going to be a great opportunity for me and great to provide for my family as a lifetime. And that's neat to hear. So, and we've had some former players like Justin Hammonds met us in San Diego State, and Justin. He said was, I'm out. 5 years, I'm out. And Justin had some academic difficulties here, and he came back to the team and did that. And you see him at San Diego State, and he says, I'm sticking around. I'm going to stay in this thing. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm pursuing this. I'm doing that. And we've seen guys do that. Taylor Brookheis, some other guys. Sean Hempsey, who was down here, who may be a career guy. So, it's funny. You let them talk when they're here, and they always say 5 and dive, and that's it. And you let them talk, and then year 1 they say the same thing. In year 2 they start to waffle a little bit, and 3 and 4 they mature, and then year 5 they decide, this is a good thing I'm doing, and I appreciate the opportunities I have, and I like serving, and they stay in, and that's neat to see.
Okay. And on Fresno State, what are they?
Have
they been?
They're really good on the perimeter. I mean, they shoot the ball extremely well. They got a couple fifth-year senior guards, and they have a transfer who played. He played at New Mexico State, so he played for Marvin Menzies. He scored 31 against UNLV last week, and then Marvin leaves, and he played for Paul Weir. He had like 27 against New Mexico the other night, and then now he transferred to Fresno State. So and he's probably been their best guard. He may be a pro. He's really good, and we played against him here and there. So we beat him once here, and then we played down there, and then he sat out. And then Deshaun Taylor, who's a really good player, and he's been a good player there. I thought when Marvell Harris was leaving and the guards they had that they would slow down a little bit, but they've done a good job of taking some guys. And they have a guard from Long Beach State, number 55, I'm bad on names, who's their point guard right now, and he's really good. All 3 of them are shooting 40+% from the 3 and have been their big scoring production. defensively, they're going to press us, they're going to trap us, and they're going to play hard man-to-man aggressive defense. I don't think they'll play zone, so I'm looking forward to that. That maybe we'll get 40 minutes a man.